Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the largest crypto channel in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on the channel, I show you how to make money in cryptocurrency. If you like money in crypto, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, guys, if you want to take part in our Bybit trading competition to win up to $6,000, make sure you guys head on over to bitboycrypto.com/Bybit. You guys can sign up for the contest there. Today, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin dipping, where I think it's heading to, and, kind of a warning that I gave you guys that's coming to fruition. My throat is killing me. I'm gone in Las Vegas right now, as you guys know. Throat has disappeared. We came out here last night to do, we came out here to gamble and have fun, and then we decided to do a meetup, and I was like totally overwhelmed last night. We had 220 people show up for 5 hours. I was talking to people, and if you were there at the meetup, I appreciate you. It was unbelievable seeing the response, and it was really cool. So definitely loved it, and I love meeting you guys and talking to you guys. A lot of people's stories really touched me from ways they've been able to change their life and stuff like that. And I'm just glad I was able to play some kind of small role in that, but it is really good to hear those stories. Also, guys, make sure to check out my interview with Graham Stephan. We're going to be on his Iced Coffee Hour show. We did an interview for that, an hour and a half long. You guys are definitely going to want to check that one out. So let's talk about Bitcoin, guys. I know a lot of you guys want to know about Ethereum and Cardano as well. But we can't talk about the markets right now without talking about Bitcoin. On Friday, we told you guys, be careful about the weekend. And I, of course, made 2 trades over the weekend, and they didn't work out, neither one of them. Basically, once again, I told you guys the right thing to do, and then I didn't listen to my own advice. So I ended up, Jim, where you're standing, you look like you're part of the lamp. Your head is the bulb. It was pretty funny. No, it's okay. That's my best friend. Yes, my best friend is not TJ, if you guys were wondering. Sorry, that probably hurt his feelings a lot. I'm sorry, TJ. But the thing is that we told you guys this was a mix for a perfect storm for a very bad weekend. And the reason is because it's the end of the month combined with the weekend, which is just not a good combination. We saw it at the end of January. And this is the thing that I want to tell you guys. This Bitcoin right now is about $43,500. I do believe it's going to go down probably to 42,000. It could go up, could go down to 38K possibly, but I'm really looking for 40 to 42 to be the bounce point. Go back to what happened last month. Go back to what happened with Bitcoin in the last weekend of January, and you have seen it totally crashed. We got a save on the monthly close, where it turned out not to be as big of a wick as we thought, if you remember us talking about that. But the reality of the situation was the last week for Bitcoin in the month last month was terrible. Kind of the way we thought that was going to play out is this month in February was going to be great through the entire month, and it didn't happen. And now it looks like the dip we were anticipating in March has now came in February. And that's great news because we had a great beginning to the month. If you were doing leverage trading or, buying up alts or buying up Cardano like we told you to do, like we did, then you still had an amazing month. You're still up. But right now where Bitcoin is, it's a little sketch for people. They're thinking it's going to continue to crash and it's going to go down and this is the top of the market. Don't listen to those people. They don't know what they're talking about. This is normal. What is a little interesting is that now 2 months in a row, we've got pretty much the same price action for the last week. And so for me, what I'm looking for, I'm watching Market Cipher. I'm watching to see exactly when we're going to get a green dot on the 4-hour chart. Because I told you guys this, I said, when we got a 4-hour, let's say last week, a green dot on the 4-hour last week, I said that, that was something that I was looking to go all in on, and I did, and the price went up, and we made some money, but then, of course, it fell back down, and we're now in a spot where we're waiting for a green dot on the 4-hour chart again. So that is what I'm watching. And even though I don't really like to trade on the weekends, and, I made a couple trades on Friday that didn't work out, because, once again, I knew it was going to be a dangerous time, but I did it anyways. And I lost because of it. Sometimes you just got to go with what you know, not what your feelings say. Your feelings will lie to you about trades, obviously. That's, what market psychology is based on. But the fact is, when it comes to, what we're anticipating soon, I think we're going to see, things go down and go back up, just like we saw at the end of last month. TJ came in just after I said he wasn't my best friend. It's really sad. Today's show brought to you by Essential Water. We love water on the show. I kind of lost my train of thought there. But the thing is, we got the close at the end of last month. Wasn't great. Right now we're dipping. I think we're going somewhere between 40 and 42,000. When I get the 4-hour green dot, this will be the second one on the 4-hour chart, very close together. It might not happen today. It may happen tomorrow. But regardless of what I said about trading over the weekend, if I get that green dot on the 4-hour, I'm going to go into a trade, into a long trade, and look to go up for our 10K to 100K buy bit challenge. Now, when it comes to Ethereum, obviously it's getting crushed right now. The number that I heard before the weekend was could go down to 1,200. I do think we could see that. We might set some buy orders. I might even put some Ethereum in the Bybit account just so we can trade Ethereum if it does go down that low, because it would probably be on a wick if it went down to 1,200. But if you remember last month, what happened the first week of February? Everything got back on track. I just want you guys to really think. I want you guys to really remember the feelings that you had the last week of last month, how sad and deflated and bearish everyone was. And it literally took like 4 days before everybody was talking about moons and Lambos again. And it had totally replaced all of the downward action that we had. And I think that's what we're going to see again. I think we're going to see it with Ethereum. And I think we're going to see it with Bitcoin. But just know, like, Ethereum right now is not going to pop off unless Bitcoin gets back on the upswing. And when it does, I do think Ethereum will have a strong move. It's got to at some point. And then in terms of Cardano, what we're looking at with Cardano right now is Grayscale. It seems like they have now confirmed that they are in fact investigating a Cardano and ADA Grayscale trust. And if that happens, that is going to be a massive amount of liquidity to Cardano. And one thing I've said about this upcoming bear market that will happen at the end of this year and next year is that Ethereum has a lot less volatility to the downside, in my opinion, because of all the institutional buying with it. And I've said you don't see that with Cardano. You don't see that with other altcoins. Well, if we get this Grayscale trust, and if we could get maybe like Elon Musk or, some other Michael Saylor, some other large investor to throw some institutional money behind Cardano, then that narrative can change as well. And that's why, what's interesting is I think as of today, if I go check my portfolio, Cardano may have actually passed Ethereum for my number one holding. Not because we bought more, but just because of the price. Not just from the price perspective, because Ethereum's been dipping and Cardano's been holding steady. So it's been very interesting to see. And, definitely glad we hedged more of our Cardano, or we hedged our Ethereum portfolio with more Cardano a couple weeks ago. And that has definitely, been able to keep us where, we felt this dip. It's not been great, but it hasn't been totally detrimental. I hope you guys have hedged as well with some of that. We've been talking about Cardano and the benefits for a while, especially for February. I do expect March. I do expect Ethereum to come roaring back. I think the Bitcoin market is going to come back probably tomorrow. I expect a green day on Monday, but let me know what you guys think. Make sure to drop those comments down below. Can't wait to see you guys back in the studio tomorrow morning for the live stream. That's all I got. Be blessed. Way out.